What is up? Welcome to the channel. Today we're in Bonney Lake and we're here and we're going to look at the Skystone, which is a cool stone. It's a glacieric rock that ended up here, and now it's in kind of like in a neighborhood, but it used to be just kind of here by itself. There's a teeny parking lot back there, little park. We're going to look at the Skystone right now. So here it is. Now the stone was used, they believe it was used to navigate the constellations and stuff like that. And you'll see that there's some markings once we get in there. And I'll show you some interesting spots. So yeah, here it is. So if we go up here, you'll notice, well, somebody put rocks in here, but generally the water would pocket in there. And then you can see right now there's moss, but there's usually lines, and they're very distinct. And my theory is it lines up with Mount Rainier and some of the rivers, but that's just my theory. So I'm not sure if you can tell how big the rock is, the glacieric rock, but I'm all the way on the edge and there's all this other room going behind me, so it's pretty gigantic. Okay, so here's a little bit of a rundown. Kind of talks about what type of glacier it is and the uses, and then kind of what's been done with it and how it's kind of been studied. So that's kind of cool. Okay, so let's do a quick walk around on the Skystone. You can see there's a big crack right there, and if we go working our way around here, I kind of like this section here. This is pretty interesting and a pretty distinct carving is right there. It almost looks like it has like a, I don't know, like a paw or something. And there's actually a lot of moss on it right now, which is kind of interesting. Let's go over here. And then this side seems to be full of things as well. Check that out. And like I said, the theory is that it was used by the natives of the land here, the Native Americans, to kind of document constellations and seasonal changes. And then we came all the way back around here, and you can see it's almost like a ledge right there. And you know, this thing kind of reminds me of like an altar, kind of, because it's so oddly flat on top. So there's actually several other rocks kind of like this stone. There's one out in Yelm, which is even bigger than this. I don't know about the markings on that one. There's also one kind of in Seattle in like a neighborhood, which it's pretty large as well. This one is interesting because it's kind of laying sideways and there's a flat top. The other ones are actually kind of positioned the other way, like this, which is pretty strange. And then there's a couple other ones just throughout the United States. We also had a bunch of glaciers here in Washington, and we also have a lot of valleys, like Puyallup Valley, Kent Valley, you know, like Tukwila is kind of like a valley. There's also the Ohop Valley, and there's valleys everywhere, which were caused by glaciers. So we ended up with a lot of glacier rocks getting spit out like this, and this one is it's pretty big. Okay, so we're gonna head back out. So it's a kind of a cute trail. I walked it one time. It goes around and there's some madrona trees, which is kind of cool. But yeah, there it is, the Skystone. Okay, so yeah, that was the Skystone. Pretty neat. I think it makes sense that it would be here also because there's a waterfall close. And I think we're gonna go look at the waterfall too. There's the little playground. So yeah, that one's cool. Dig that. One of my favorite spots. Okay, so not even like a mile away, we're at Victor Falls up here. And we're in Bonney Lake still. There's a huge parking lot. There's a porta potty. There's a pretty funny garbage can actually. And a gigantic waterfall, which is one of my favorite waterfalls. Look at the Sesame Street garbage can. Hilarious. 1, 2, 3. Oh look, and it's Grover. Nice. So there is a providential residence next to the park. There is like a little plaque we might look at over there, but we're here to check out the cliff. I mean, the waterfall. I don't know why I said cliff. Okay, so it's a really neat waterfall, but I wouldn't recommend, there's a barrier. I wouldn't recommend coming past it because the hillside's actually kind of falling. So it's actually pretty dangerous. Like a lot of it's actually kind of coming down over here. It's pretty and you can get a good view from the viewpoint, but with like how loose the stuff is here, it's just too dangerous. I wouldn't even try to climb down with a rope or anything like that. So like, I would just enjoy it from up there. I got some shots down here. Probably wouldn't come down. It looks kind of deceptive. Like, you're actually really close to the edge, like right here. Like, check it out. Okay, so like I was saying, it's pretty steep. Don't try to go down. I think the hillside slides as well, just constantly. So like I was saying, just be careful. Don't get too close to the edge. Don't go down there. The park kind of ends pretty much right here. There's like a sign that says cliff danger area closed. Look at that. Whew. But there's a little bit of a history. You can pause that, check it out. And this house actually has some historical significance. Alright, so that's pretty cool. If you like that video, hit the like button, subscribe. And yeah, saw some cool stuff. You can check out a couple things up here in Bonney Lake. I don't think a lot of people know about these, like the Skystone and the Victor Falls here. And I will see you guys next time on the Emilio Exploring channel. Goodbye.